What is going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here. Man, oh man, I'm excited. Odell Beckham Jr. has been traded from the New York Giants, something I've wanted to say for a long time. Odell Beckham Jr. has been traded to the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns have acquired Odell Beckham Jr. in a trade for Jabril Peppers, a first-round pick, and a third-round pick in the NFL draft. I'm going to discuss it, analyze it, dive deep into this trade. Odell Beckham Jr. to the Cleveland Browns. I was in class as the news broke, and I'm excited to hear from what you guys think. I was going nuts in my mind. I didn't think it was real. Did you guys think it was real at first? What do you think is going to happen now that Odell Beckham Jr. is on Cleveland? Are the Browns going to the Super Bowl? Are the Giants in trouble? What do you think of the Giants' plans to rebuild? Do you like what the Giants got back for Odell? Who do you think won the trade? I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Also, guys, Gronk spike that like button. Do an Odell dance on it. Let's get this going. Get all your friends out there in this chat right now. I want to have a big, giant chat about Odell Beckham Jr., the future of the Cleveland Browns. And you guys know that I love Odell. You guys know that I'm a huge Odell supporter. And you guys also know, if you pay attention to the channel, that I've wanted Odell to be traded for quite some time. Now, I would have preferably have that been to my Patriots, but the Cleveland Browns, a great destination for Odell, and I think the Cleveland Browns are going to get a great receiver. I think they're going to get a motivated receiver, and I think finally we will see Odell Beckham Jr. used to his fullest potential. So Odell, again, has been traded from the Giants to the Cleveland Browns for a first-round pick, a third-round pick, and safety Jabril Peppers. Okay, let's get into the impact of this trade. So Odell goes to Cleveland. Let's think about what Cleveland's about. They have a young quarterback. They have Baker Mayfield, the first overall pick of last year's draft. Now they have a stud wide receiver and playmaker, and of course, I'll say it again, centerpiece of an offense. Now, as good as Nick Chubb was last year, as good as Jarvis Landry is, they did not have that centerpiece superstar playmaking player that you need to have if you are going to do damage in the NFL. If you're going to do damage in the NFL, you need to have at least one player that a defense needs to pay attention to, that a defense needs to game plan around, and that player is Odell Beckham Jr. Now, what are we talking about with Odell here? Odell, in my opinion, he is one of the greatest young receivers in the history of football. He has multiple records, and if you don't believe me, go check his Wikipedia. All right? He has 4 1,000-yard seasons. He did pretty much miss the 2017 season, but pretty much every year of his career, he has a 1,000-yard season with the New York Giants. Eli Manning, a declining, really terrible quarterback. Now he goes to the Cleveland Browns, where he's going to have a young quarterback. Baker Mayfield, great accuracy, great touch on the football, can throw that deep ball up to Odell. It might take a little bit of time to get some chemistry down, but it won't take Odell long to fit in this offense. I think he can fit in any offense. He's such a superb route runner. In my opinion, it's between him and Antonio Brown when it comes to route running in this game. He just, ever since his rookie year, he has this unique ability to stop. And I think even more so than any receiver I've probably ever seen, he has this ability to catch the football, turn his body, and explode down the field. He has an incredible knack for running with the football in his hands. He has an incredible knack for making plays after the catch, and he has an incredible knack for stopping on a route and doing these little moves within a route to create separation for himself. He is just one of the greatest route runners I've ever seen. He's one of the greatest receivers I've ever seen, and he's only 26 years old, and now he's going to be playing for a franchise that is built to win. And I'm happy that the Browns are going for it, because my concern with the Browns was that the Browns really weren't going to go for it, because we know that you need to really go for it when you have that first overall pick as a quarterback. When you have that young quarterback, you need to maximize that window. And this is what the Browns are doing by trading for Odell Beckham Jr., for trading for Olivier Vernon, who 2 Giants trades from the Browns already, 2 players, arguably their best player on offense and arguably their best player on defense, are now a Cleveland Brown. So the Browns, they take Vernon, they take Odell, and they're trying to maximize what Baker Mayfield is as a quarterback. They're helping their quarterback, but they're also helping their franchise, because once they have to pay Baker, because they're going to at one point or another, that's going to significantly hurt the franchise. We know that all the quarterbacks this year that were in the top 10 paid in the league didn't make the playoffs. So you need to maximize this window. See what the Rams did with Goff. The Patriots are a rare situation, but Wentz with the Eagles. These teams that have a young quarterback need to go out there and make moves, and this is a big-time move. I think the Browns personally got away with robbery in this trade. I know I'm going to be upsetting Giants fans, but to me, this is the way I think about it, okay? I don't even know what pick the Browns have. To me, it doesn't matter, okay? So the Browns have a first-round pick, they have a third-round pick, and they have Jabril Peppers, okay? Jabril Peppers was a former first-round pick. I understand that. But to me, he's been sort of a disappointment throughout his NFL career. Definitely during his rookie season. And in his second season, he was average. He wasn't anything special. And he's a player that you sort of have to scheme to be good. He's not a player that is just going to walk onto any team and be a great player. Jabril Peppers is. He's a player that you need to scheme and put in certain spots. He's more of a box safety. He's small. He's not the greatest in coverage. He does have his struggles early on in his career that, to me, are saying, okay, Jabril Peppers is not a guy that is going to be a superstar in this league yet, okay? I don't think he's ever going to be, but that's just my opinion, and I'm also a Michigan fan, and he went to Michigan. So, second thing is, the safety position is loaded in free agency. You could just sign one off the street and probably get an upgrade over Peppers. So really losing Peppers is not a big deal for the Browns at all. A third-round pick, you never know if those are going to work out. And a first-round pick, those are unproven commodities. I understand it's a top 20 selection, but at the same time, we've seen so many of these Browns picks be absolute colossal failures. We've seen them be busts. And for them to go out there and trade a first, third, and a player who is okay for Odell Beckham Jr., who, like I said, he has the potential to be Hall of Fame player. He is on his way to doing so, is an absolute steal, because you make your quarterback better, you make your running game better, defenses have to double team him all the time, and it's the same conversation we had about Antonio Brown. He is the centerpiece of the offense, and he's going to make everybody around him better. He's going to make his offensive coordinator better. He's going to make his defense better. And Odell Beckham Jr. is one of the only players in the NFL who, I kind of talked about it a little bit already, but he's one of the only players in the NFL that can get the football on any part of the field and take it for a touchdown. There are not many players in the NFL or in the NFL history of the game. Probably right now, there's Saquon, Odell, which were on the same team, Tyreek Hill. I don't know if there's anyone else in football who can take the ball from anywhere on the field and make it a touchdown. And that's what Odell can do. That is a rare talent that any player can have. That is what the Browns are getting. They're getting an absolute playmaker. And I don't believe that Odell is this drama queen that people make him out to be. I just think he's played with a bad quarterback. I think he's trying to win on a team that's going down, and he is a very competitive player. So to you Browns fans who are concerned about him being a cancer, so to speak, he is not Antonio Brown. This is not what you're getting. You're getting an extremely competitive player. You're getting a player that, yes, he is vocal, but that is because he's competitive. That's because he wants to lead, and this Browns team can use that energy on their team. Now, I think this will help Baker as well, because Odell helping in the leadership department will help Baker grow. We know that Jarvis Landry and Odell are great friends. So, and they played together in college. They already sort of have that wide receiver chemistry together. Of course, Landry let the organization know what Odell is like as a person. And a lot of people even say that I remember Justin Pugh said this, who formerly played for the New York Giants, now plays for Arizona. He's never seen a player work harder than Odell Beckham Jr. on the Giants. So that being said, you're getting a hard worker, you're getting a leader, and you're getting a great receiver. So the Browns should be absolutely ecstatic for getting Odell Beckham Jr. And like I said, he's the ultimate playmaker. And I think he's great for the city of Cleveland. Look, the city of Cleveland lost LeBron James. The city of Cleveland lost their king. Their new king has arrived. Odell Beckham Jr. is their new king. He's their new superstar. He is their new pop culture icon, so to speak. So it's going to be very fascinating to watch to see how Odell ascends to that position. Now, on the Giants' position of things, they get a first-round pick, a third-round pick, and Jabril Peppers. Like I said, I don't think Jabril Peppers is a great – I would have liked to seen them get a little bit more. I think they got ripped off. I don't like this trade from the Giants' perspective. I do understand it, but at the same time, I don't understand it because you have Eli Manning as your quarterback. Why are you trading Odell? If you're going one more year with Eli, you might as well just tank now because you're wasting Saquon Barkley in his prime. You're basically saying, okay, Eli, your last year doesn't matter. Let's just play it out, and hopefully we lose a lot of games. Because by trading Odell, you're telling your fan base you guys are not going to be relevant for at least a couple of years. So you need to rebuild. And I understand that you want those picks to rebuild, but a mid-round pick is not going to get it done. You never know if that's going to turn out. You never even know if a top 5 pick's going to turn out. Let me put it this way. If Odell Beckham Jr. was in the draft this year, I would pick him first overall, and I think you would too, because he is by far the most talented player in the draft, and he's also a proven commodity, which if I was an NFL GM, this is just my personal opinion, I would try and trade as many picks as possible to get proven commodities, especially proven commodities who are 26 years old and who already have a young Hall of Fame resume. So for me, I get it from the Giants' perspective because they want to go forward, get rid of Odell, and restart their franchise, so to speak. But at the same time, they're riding with a guy like Eli. They get rid of Landon Collins. They get rid of Odell. 2 young players, and Landon Collins isn't in the same stratosphere as Odell, but they're both young players that you can build your franchise around. And they get rid of both of them, and they still have Eli. They got rid of Odell before Eli. Is Saquon going to go before Eli? I don't know. It's just I'm running out of breath here. I'm so excited. Okay, so yeah, let's get to the comments a little bit here. Again, guys, growing spike that like button, do an Odell dance on it. Let's get those likes up. Share it with your friends if you haven't already. Let's talk about Odell. Let's talk about the future of the Browns and the future of the Giants. Let's go to the comments. Think about it this way. Odell and Landon Collins before Eli, says Azad. Yeah, man. I don't know what to say. It's just a complete joke. The Giants, I feel like they need to just completely hit the reset button. I feel for Pat Shurmur a little bit because he's coaching a team that has basically been stripped of its talent outside of Saquon and Kevin Zeitler. I mean, what do you really have on that roster? So the Giants are a team that you should see at the bottom of the NFC East this year, and a team that you should see in the top 5 picking probably for the next 2 years. Now, with their first pick, you have to wonder because wouldn't you think now that Odell is gone, you would pick a quarterback with your first pick? Like you would go with Dwayne Haskins. Like, wouldn't that be the thing to go with Dwayne Haskins instead of going with a player on defense to really help you. So I don't know. Like if they still had Eli and they were intent on making this a run, then I would go with Eli and draft a player on defense. If I was intent on moving forward with my franchise, trading Odell, I would probably draft Locke or Haskins, whichever one you like more. Predator says Cleveland's offense looks potent with Odell, Landry, Chubb, and the woman kicker. Yes, Hunt, Chubb in the backfield eventually when Hunt gets back. Don't know how long that suspension is going to be. But yeah, he's a good player. And I previously said I didn't want to trade, or I didn't want to cheer for the Cleveland Browns going forward. But I kind of have to, because Odell is, my second favorite receiver behind Edelman in the league. So and one of my favorite players in the league. So I have to sort of cheer for the Browns. So I'm now pro Browns once again. They let me down with the Hunt signing, but I'll get over it because they have number 13 and they got him out of the abyss of New York. So that's nice to see. Landry, it's going to be fascinating to see how they use Landry and Odell. And they put a lot of money into this wide receiver position. Of course, they have I'm just thinking of, imagine if they still had Josh Gordon. Okay, Landry, Odell. Landry is, of course, the slot guy. Allows him to play a little bit more in the slot this year. Odell is a basically anything receiver. I think it hurt last year that Landry was the number one receiver for the Browns, and he was kind of treated as a little bit more of an outside threat at times, and they kind of struggled with utilizing him on a consistent basis. But because Odell is going to be drawing those double teams and that extra coverage, it's going to allow Landry to have so much more success underneath. And then you talk about the run game. I think Chubb is a really talented player. He has great burst out of the backfield. This is a very, not only potent offense, Predator, an explosive offense would be the word. They have the potential to make big plays and score in a hurry. I wouldn't be surprised if they quickly became, one of the top 3 to 5 offenses in the NFL. So it's very fascinating. I still think they need to pick, probably in the draft, address their offensive line a little bit more. I still think they need help a little bit on the left tackle and at the guard position. But I think overall, their offense is looking really impressive. And then you add in Njoku, who's an explosive athlete as well at the tight end position. This is a very explosive offense. Baker for MVP, says Kevin Durkant. He's starting it already. Black and Gold says D4 just went to San Fran. Yes, he did. I saw that. But this is a video focusing only on Odell. I will be making, again, like yesterday, guys, we made 20 videos in total. I think maybe 21. If you guys want to see more videos, just tune in tomorrow. There's going to be like 20 more videos up tomorrow. I'm going to be, after this video, I'll probably be doing a bunch of other free agency videos, including D Ford going to San Francisco, and hopefully Dylan can join me for that. Kevin Durkant agrees that the Giants got a good deal. Tonic says the Pats wanted him too, but they sure are not going to overpay. I'm not sure if they wanted him. I haven't seen any reports. Tonic, if you have, let me know. From as far as I'm concerned, they probably did inquire. It was last year that they did, but we didn't hear anything from this year. If I was any team in the league, I would have done this deal for Odell. I think a first, third, and a player is not a lot to ask for arguably the best receiver in the league who's 26 years old. Again, this isn't Antonio Brown where he's 30 years old and he has all those issues off the field and he's pretty much gone insane with the blonde mustache. This is a player who's 26 years old, not 30, and he's still in his prime, and he still has at least, probably 6 years left of that prime. So the Browns are going to get probably at least one contract out of him. We'll see what the money is, because we'll see if they have to guarantee more money or what's going to happen there. But Odell is a Brown, and I like it. Predator says, no, I don't like that. I'm not going to say it. Ferocious Film says Giants are getting ready for Tua. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. We'll see what happens. If I don't know if they'll be drafting first, but they're certainly going to be in the conversation, and we'll see if Tua does go first. I'm personally not a huge Tua guy. That's just my opinion. Mav says the Patriots didn't do nothing yet. Alabama says win the Super Bowl. We, Cleveland, won the trade. Yeah, Cleveland won the trade, but I don't know about the Super Bowl yet. So far, Cleveland has been unsuccessful winning Super Bowls outside of in Madden. So we'll see if they can make that a reality. And I think they should at least make the playoffs now. Joe says Odell is overrated. Some people say how. Mav says he wanted to see Odell on the Pats. Michael says, calling it now, Browns win the AFC North. Ferocious Film says Jabril is on a rookie contract. Also, yeah, that's nice, but he's already played 2 seasons. So he's almost, he has a couple more seasons on it. Kevin Durkant disagrees. He says Jabril is good. Again, I'll stick with Jabril as average. He's a system player. If he can be good in the system, Odell's good on any team. Black and Gold says D4 just got traded too, but clearly no one cares. And no one cared either that Cameron Wake got signed, which I thought was kind of cool. Joe Thomas says, because too many people say he's better than Julio, even though Julio usually has 500 more yards. Julio also plays for the Atlanta Falcons with a quarterback who can actually throw the ball downfield and plays in a dome. I would agree Julio is probably better, but I think Odell can be better than Julio. And I think he has been at certain points in his career. I think depending on the season, depending on the game, you would take Odell over Julio or Julio over Odell or vice versa. I think for the past 5 years or so, the conversation has been Brown, Julio, Odell. Those are the 3 guys that have been in the conversation. And then now we see, Hopkins has kind of lurked in there, a couple other guys, but Odell has never really been in a situation in Atlanta, which hopefully Baker Mayfield is the right match for him. And obviously the Browns believe that to be the case. SHM Hooligans says Giants added by subtraction. Again, I don't believe that. You can believe that if you wish. I think that a lot of that is media related, that they just try and stir up some stuff that doesn't actually exist. But yeah. Tonic says the Pats play free agency very smart. We're talking about the Browns and Giants, bro. I understand I'm a Pats fan. Yes, they've played it smart. I would like to see them sign a player. That would be nice, but, they play it smart. I agree. The Patriots are the organization that every team should model themselves after, and if you don't agree, then you're probably stupid. Keep going. Hot Take Hockey says, Milani, long time no see. Apparently the Browns are close to signing Earl Thomas. If that's the case, this is like Dream Team Eagles Part 2. Cleveland Browns Super Bowl champions 2019 says Alabama. Giants are rebuilding, says Joe. Gettleman chose Eli over OBJ. That is crazy. John thinks the Browns are better than the Patriots. Mav says, I know the Patriots play it smart, but we're running out of options. Again, we're talking about the Browns. Jeremy says Browns are going 15-1, while the hype train is unreal right now. Browns have the 17th of the first round. I thought it was somewhere around. I thought it was 16th or 17th. Thank you for that. Free Flow says 15-1. I wouldn't go too far. If I'm just predicting right now, I'll say they are definitely the favorite to win the AFC North, and they are the team that I would say somewhere around 11-5, 12-4 would probably be pretty accurate. Cleveland is going to be painting the town brown. Rick Badboy says Giants did the right thing. So there's some people on the Giants side here. Meech says my dad is mad. Oh, that's not good. I'm sorry to hear that. Josh Gordon is supposed to be coming back. The Browns era says coach. Good night, Steelers, he says. Tonic says young Gronk could kill a defense and walk in the end zone. I would agree with that. But no, he wasn't a player who could score at any time on the field. But yeah, he was arguably the most dominant weapon in his prime. Predator says Odell is nothing like Brown. Odell is AIDS and Brown is cancer. That is interesting. Thank you for that. What else we got? Joe says AB, Julio, and DeAndre are all better. Odell, I'd say, is 4th. Again, I think that's recency bias because Eli and injuries and such. Odell played 12 games last year, and he barely played the year before. So I guess injuries are a concern if you're a Browns fan. Saying that injuries, have been a factor for Odell. I think partly last season was just the fact that the team sucked, so he didn't really play. Kevin Durkant says, Mitch, get out of the OBJs, the new Cleveland star. That's LeBron and always will be LeBron. LeBron's not in Cleveland, bro. He's on vacation in LA. He clearly doesn't want to play basketball there because the Lakers suck. Even though I'm a fan. But yeah, I'm hopeful that Odell can take up the throne. It's weird to say that Odell going from the Giants to Cleveland will be better for him, but I believe personally it will be better for him. Just from a personal standpoint, I think it will actually help him, and I think it will help his reputation. I think it can help him grow the city of Cleveland and just not be such a everywhere in New York, you're like a big star. Like you don't like in Cleveland, you don't have the cameras around you 24/7. You don't have all this attention. I think that's going to help Odell, honestly. What else we got here? Browns got an 11-win season at least, not to mention the AFC North. The AFC North has taken a significant hit. Just touching on it, the Steelers are losing Brown and Bell and numerous others, including their right tackle. And then you got the Ravens, who are pretty much losing half their defense. So the Browns, this is their year to take advantage because the Steelers, yes, they still have Big Ben, and yes, he's a proven winner, but they're losing a lot of talent, and the Ravens are a team with a quarterback that's unproven and a defense that's getting ripped apart by free agency. What else we got? Yes, Josh, it's Jabril Peppers, a first and a third. Jabril Peppers is a former first, which is where maybe I got you confused there. What else do we have? Chiefs are better than the Browns, says Kevin Durkant. 8K sub, says Steven. Thank you, Steven. Guys, if you're new to this chat and you've never seen me before and you've never seen our videos, I guarantee you will love this channel if you're an NFL fan. I would say we do just as much content as anybody on YouTube about the NFL. If you guys think I'm lying, ask the people in the chat. Also, I think we provide quality analysis. I can't speak for Dylan and Kevol and AC, but I can speak for myself. And I think I put my heart into this channel. So if you guys are new, subscribe to the channel. Consider it. What else do we have here? Thank you for the 8K subscribers, by the way. Wow, this thing just went absolutely insane. Holy crow. There are a lot of comments. Thank you guys for all the comments. I appreciate it. I want to hear your guys' opinion. What else do we have here? Black and Gold says, no way they have enough cap for Earl Thomas. Eli Manning is like Eli from the Book of Eli, says Predator, blind and not cool. Jeremy says, I wouldn't mind him on the Knicks. Don't know. Oh, LeBron. What else do we have here? Kevin Durant said, or Kevin Durant. I don't know which one he's talking about. Mav plays, my Pats are pissing me off. We are losing a lot of players and getting nothing. I think, what's funny is, even though the Patriots never had Odell and never were rumored to get him this offseason, that Patriot fans, like in a way, like once I saw that the Patriots didn't get him and the Browns did, I kind of felt slighted because the Patriots were the other team to be rumored to get him. So I was kind of like, oh, that sucks. I wanted him on my team. But, Patriots fans are selfish, and we should let Browns fans who haven't won in forever they haven't won since they haven't been in the playoffs since 93, 94, something like that with Belichick. So, man, give them a chance, What else do we have? Carlos says, Giants have to take a quarterback this draft. There's no way they can go another season with Eli and no promising backup quarterback to back him up with no Odell. Yeah. Just to speak on the Giants, I think this does hurt Saquon because I think this puts more attention on him as a runner. They have Sterling Shepard, but they have and Evan Ingram, but they have nobody really to be that centerpiece outside of Saquon at the receiver position. Maybe they're trying to go all out with the running game and they figure they can trade OBJ. But without that receiver or tight end that really takes attention from a defense, it's going to make everyone else suffer in the same way that it's going to help Cleveland. It's going to, so it's the give and take. Like for the Patriots, speaking on the Patriots real quick, you could compare it to Rob Gronkowski in his prime. And that's why I think, like, with Gronk kind of decreasing his value and not being as great of a player, it's hurting them because they need that centerpiece to their offense. You'll see the best offenses. Look at how the Dallas Cowboys did with Amari Cooper. You know, you need that player at receiver that can create attention and can get open when you need him, and you can count on third down. And Landry was that to a degree, but he is a short and intermediate receiver. He is not all three levels, and Odell is all three levels. He can take a drag 60, he can take a slant, he can run the post, he can run the comeback, he can run the out, he can run the in, he can run the deep post, he can run the fade, he can run the go. It doesn't matter what you need him to run. Stubble moves, he'll do it, and he can do it on anywhere in the field, against anybody. And like, again, there's only a few receivers that no corner can cover in the NFL without help. I think I would probably say that Antonio Brown was one of those guys. We'll see if he continues to be one of those guys. Odell's one of those guys. Julio is one of those guys. And maybe that's probably it. I would say those three are the guys that no corner can cover one-on-one. Not Gilmore, not Ramsey. You'll have to double team them. So that is a special quality. I think there's a difference between being a top 3 receiver and being a top, even a top 5 receiver at times. Like a guy like DeAndre or a guy like Michael Thomas or a guy like AJ Green, you can still get away with putting only one player on them. While the other players, they attract more attention and they're just special. They're just special in that regard. What else do we have here? Ferocious Film does not like it. What else do we got here? Ghost Skittle said the blonde mustache is gone, but did he shave the blonde mustache? Is there a way that the Giants come for Clowney? I don't know. That's a good question. We'll see. Burritos says we could use the third on Josh Rosen. If they want to get a third for him, I think that would be smart. If you're the Giants and you could get Josh Rosen for a third, I would definitely consider that. And I would say that is a good move. What else we got here? Burritos Murray is likely to go first. If he doesn't, I would not be surprised if the Giants do try to trade up. But I also am a fan of Haskins. I think Haskins is a very good player. I think he's going to be good. So that's all I want to say with that. I also think Locke's going to be good too. What's going on, Colton? Thanks for joining us, man. What else here? What's going on, Aaron Hockey? Says good trade. Willie, what's going on? Pro says those salty Giants fans, Eagles going to crush you. Yeah, the Giants are trash. It really looking like the Eagles are going to be the #1 team in this division next year. The Cowboys are losing players more so than doing anything. Have the Cowboys done anything? Sam Darnold equals Andy Dalton, says Liam. That's random. Limitless XP says, bro, the Giants will regret giving up on Odell. Isn't okay. Limitness. Okay. I was going to say, isn't Limitless XP like an old channel or something? What else do we got here? Eric says, check Jason Lockenfora, Earl Thomas to the Browns. Is it official? Kevin Durkant wants me to show his comment that says F the Patriots, but I'm going to hide it instead because that's not allowed in here. I'm just kidding. Tiffany says OBJ will be trash there. That's harsh. Why do you say that? Ruben says, dare I say the Browns are Super Bowl favorites? No. Come on, guys. I think you still got to say the team behind me. And teams in the NFC, I think, are still superior. But the Browns are certainly in the AFC conversation. And again, guys, this is just like the second day of free agency hasn't even actually started yet. So we'll see what the other teams do, because by adding Odell, the Browns are pretty much done. They might add 1 or 2 more guys of impact. But other than that, other teams are going to catch up in this regard. Why do these star receivers never win games? Well, they do. They win games. It doesn't seem that they win Super Bowls. I think mostly, though, if you look at the star receivers, how many of them have had star quarterbacks? How many of them have had star coaches? Like outside of Jerry Rice, outside of Randy Moss when he was on the Patriots, which wasn't in his prime, name a receiver that really had a great quarterback and a great team. Like a lot of receivers, T.O. went to the Super Bowl. They lost. So he went to the Super Bowl. Marvin Harrison won a Super Bowl. I'm just thinking of the top 10 receivers of all time. You know, Rice, Moss, Owens, Harrison. Brown went to the AFC Championship. They had a lot of opportunities, but I would say they just lost to better teams. It's never an independent sport. I think that some people would argue that star receivers are not worth the money. That's fair enough. I think that it depends on the player because I think in every offense you need a player that can make a difference. And who else is a receiver that's, you know, I just feel like a lot of it has to do with their quarterback, their situation, and their coach and their team, more so than actually them themselves. I'm ignorant to actually say that. Mitch is a front runner, says Liam. What else we got here? Holy crap. Okay. Willie says, OBJ to the Browns, playoff they go. What else? BLV is top tier. Sub up and like, says Go Skittle. Yeah, guys, subscribe to the Bottom Line View if you are new. We're really trying to build something here. We are really starting to see some great momentum. So join the bandwagon before it gets too hot and too full. Do it now. Also, hit that like button, guys. Let's try and get as many likes on this video as possible. I also want to say, like, before I get back to the comments, a couple quick thanks. Thank you for making that free agency video over 1,000 views. Thank you for that hot video right now on the Tom Brady video. And thank you for 8,000 subscribers. Let's keep subscribing. Let's keep liking. Let's keep it going. Tiffany says they'll never win a ring. She is harsh on the Browns. Jerry Rice won a ton of Super Bowl, says Kevin Durkant. Billy running vid is hilarious. Time for you to make one. I guarantee you I would be under 5. I guarantee you I'd be under 5. I don't know exactly where. Probably like 4.8, 4 something like that. I haven't ran one since grade 10, and I was like under 5. So hopefully, you know, hopefully I'd be under it at 22 years old instead of 16 or 15. What else we got? You said star receivers don't win rings, Kevin Durkant. Pro Gamer says, how do you think Eagles getting Deshaun Jackson? Go over to our other video, Pro Gamer. We made a video already on that, so you can go check out under the 2019 free agency reactions video. Go check that out. It's a good video. We already discussed it, so I'm not going to discuss it here. Again, guys, if you haven't seen us already discuss one of the free agency signings that happened yesterday, go to that playlist, and every one of them are there. I swear, every signing is there. Outside of Josh Bellamy, every signing is there. So go check that out. CJ Johnson says, hi, what's going on, CJ? Kevin says, Browns better win before it's time for Mayfield to get paid. I agree with you. I think there's a lot of pressure now on the Browns. Before they got Odell, there wasn't so much pressure. Now there's pressure. That is part of the negative aspect of getting a great player like Odell, is all of a sudden your track record, your expectation is rising. People are expecting you to do better faster. CJ says the Giants need a guy like Juju or Brown. Carlos says my Pats weren't ever going to give up what the Browns gave for Odell. Honestly, I would have, though. If you're going to give up a first for Brandon Cooks, why not give up a first, a third, and another second for I don't know. I don't know, man. I probably would. Hopkins, I would say, can be covered one-on-one because he isn't as fast or quick as other players. He is great in jump ball situations, but he doesn't create the same separation as those three guys I mentioned. Therefore, I think that receivers like corners like Gilmore, Ramsey, guys with size and guys with enough length can cover Hopkins one-on-one. Again, you're entitled to disagree, but that's just my opinion. I think the combination of the ability to play the ball in the air and create separation like the other three guys do have allows them to be uncoverable. Tyreek Hill is also pretty uncoverable. Hill had a better year this year, Kevin, but OBJ is the better overall receiver. Kevin Urquhart, AB has rarely been shut down one-on-one, and usually that's actually not the truth. Usually it's mostly double teams. Xavier Woods has locked up AB. That is actually true. I will give you that. What's going on, Kill 'em boys? Nice to see you in here. What's going on, CJ? Kevin says TB12 still a baller. JP, oh my goodness, comments again. I hate when that happens. Why does that happen? JP says Browns play the Jets, Bills, and Cardinals. Wake and Bake gets to prove why he was picked number 1. I will say it looks like the Jets and Bills are both going to be better teams, and they're never out of the realm of possibility of creating an upset for any team in the league, especially when they're at home. But yeah, maybe they have a weaker division. Irvin was another one, says Coach, who won Super Bowls. That's true. Kevin Recant says AB with Ben, T.O. and Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison was with Peyton. That's why he won. AB with Ben. AB was on one of the teams that reached the Super Bowl but wasn't really relevant. And then he went to the AFC Championship but lost to the Patriots. Julio is with Matt Ryan. I would consider Matt Ryan a good quarterback but not a great quarterback. And also his defense was bad. So that's hard to say. And they were really close to winning the Super Bowl. So I don't really think it was his fault. Thank you for subscribing, CJ. I appreciate that. If any of you guys are new and are subscribing, make sure to leave it in the comments. I'll give you a shout out if you've subscribed. Brown's got the league on watch, says gaming. Curly says, hey man, what's going on, Curly? Love the channel. Thank you, Curly. I appreciate that. I would not get 8 seconds. Cut that in half, maybe. Warriors versus Raptors. I've not seen enough from Boston or Milwaukee. Bro, this is not a basketball chat. We're talking about Odell Beckham Jr. Browns are close with Earl Thomas, says Pat. Who is better? Oh, jeez. Stop it with this YouTube. I'm trying to read people's comments. This is not very nice. Go back. Who is better, Odell or Hopkins? I think Odell is better. Purely better. You could argue Hopkins was better this year, but I would say that Odell is better in general. Again, same answer as Hill. You could say it because Odell didn't get to play the whole season, and he was hurt the whole time, and he had the worst quarterback, arguably, of any starter in the league outside of Blake Bortles. Don't forget that the Giants owe OBJ and Vernon $24.5 million against the cap, so they're pulling a Pittsburgh Steelers, and that the Steelers owe AB $21 million, which is not fun either. Josh Gordon, it's hard to cover one-on-one. I would say maybe back in 2013 that was the case. Now he can be covered one-on-one. It's tough. It's tough to cover Hopkins and Gordon and all these Adams and Thielen and all those guys one-on-one. But some guys, literally coaches will just not do it. Coaches will line up corners one-on-one with Hopkins. They won't with Odell unless they're 10 yards off. That is the difference of what I'm trying to explain. Coaches won't even attempt it, while, they will with other receivers. Have you guys ever seen the video of him snapping a guy's ankle in practice? Hopkins can run with the best of them. He can run routes very well, but I'm just saying his pure athleticism in terms of speed and quickness is not the same. Jeez. Berman said, I sub. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Matt Ryan is probably a bottom top 10 quarterback. Yeah, I would agree. Patriots fan for life said he subbed. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kevin Durkant says Mitch low-key funny, but still ain't on Dilly's level with the comedy. Bro, come on, man. I'm a little bit more under the radar funny. Dylan puts it out there. He makes those running videos where he falls on his face. Anyone's gonna laugh at a guy that falls on his face. I mean, come on. Jeremy says AC is the funniest. I think that's in regards to when he is drunk. Who got better hands, Odell or Hopkins? Let's say tie. Make everybody happy. Av says, I sub, love the channel. Thank you, man. What else? Patriots need to trade for Josh Rosen. We'll see. They need to do something. I'd be happy if they did something. AJ Green to who? I would like it to be New England, and it seems like it's probably the top destination. I feel like Cleveland and New England are the teams that are out there that maybe like Green Bay, but Green Bay's already spent so much money. Carolina, no. I'm trying to think of teams that need a receiver that haven't already spent on a receiver. Like every other team has spent on a receiver. Oakland spent on a receiver. Titans have spent on a receiver. Not the Texans, I don't think. No one in the AFC North because it's the Bengals. Broncos wouldn't do it. Saints, maybe? I'll throw the Saints out there. Annie Etling. I've only seen the stuff from his preseason. He just seemed to be a good athlete, but not a great quarterback. That's my opinion at this point. Why haven't they signed Cobb? Alicia says, hopefully they don't, because I don't really like Cobb at this point in his career. I used to love Cobb when he was younger, and if he can regain that form, possibly. I would not be the most happy guy in the world if they signed Cobb, though. I'd prefer them to trade for somebody like AJ Green or somebody like or Emmanuel Sanders or somebody like that. I don't really love the free agency market right now at the receiver position. Is Dez still with the Saints? I believe he got released. He is a free agent. Greek the Freak or AD? This season, Greek the Freak. But AD is better all around, in my opinion. I think Greek is more athletic, but I think Anthony Davis is a better all-around defensive, offensive player. But I don't know, man. Freak is playing pretty good this year. Patriots need a #1 receiver. I don't think Golden Tate is on the table. Well, the thing is, like, if they get Josh Gordon back, they have Edelman and a guy like Tate. That would be nice. That would be a nice trio, I would say. Hopefully, he doesn't cost too much money. And the more that time that Golden Tate goes without getting signed, the more likely he is to get a smaller contract. All right, I think I'm going to leave it at that. That pretty much sums up my thoughts on this trade. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, Gronk spike the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Guys, share this with everybody that you know. Share this with all your friends. Get it out there. Spread the news that the Bottom Line View is the place to go for NFL content. I'm going to get on my shit right now to go do some more videos for you guys to go watch, including some of the big trades that have happened in D Ford going to San Francisco, which is going to be pretty cool to talk about. Cameron Wake going to the Titans and all the other things that have happened today. So subscribe to the Bottom Line View. Like the video. Thank you guys for joining me here live. Appreciate your comments, and we'll see you next video. Peace out.